welcome back, and thank you so much for staying tuned to Y254. I am your host, Cheryl Blessing, and this is the Power Talk Show. So we are having a conversation with Jairus and Samson, who are telling us about their experiences being abled differently. And the one thing I love is the difference in experience, because for Jairus, he grew up in a kind of rural place where people were not as aware, so he faced some sort of stigma in the first few years. But with Samson, yeye alikuwa kwa wase wenye hata hawajui form ni gani, wako tu hapo for the vibes, you know. So the experiences were very different, and it's going to inform us a lot about how we can be better in regards to being aware of the people around us who may be different from us, how we can be more sensitive towards them, and how we can be more conscious of what's going on, because that's the thing that I think we need to be. We need to be conscious of everyone, and we need to be aware of some of the different situations that people are in. But I want to hear from you. I want you to go on our platforms at Y254 as we get into how these two gentlemen have won internationally through different sporting events. I want you to tell me, if you lost any of your senses today, how would you adapt to life? How easily would you adapt to life? And the thing that inspires me so much about both of you is the fact that you have represented the country internationally, and you didn't just represent. You were like, we're taking the gold, we're taking the silver. Like, you'll remember us after this, because mostly Kenyans, we think about sports and we think about the marathon runners, or you know, the runners. That's what we focus on. We don't really focus on the other guys who represent us. And the Paralympics last year was very, very significant. Samson, you were participating in that. Yeah. So tell us first how you went from football and rugby in high school to deciding I want to do long jump. So what was that process like? How did you transition and get into that and get serious about doing that for life?
Yeah, so I used to play football at a very competitive level in high school. So I think we were knocked out at the provincial level when I was in Form 4. So like after that, I didn't pursue it further. It was now education.
Yeah.
Yeah, and getting into the outside world. In school, it's different. In school, you can be very competitive and be one of the best.
Yeah.
Then outside here, you meet a lot of people. So other footballers I knew were better than me, but I still continued with the sport. When I came to know about Paralympics and that there are disabled people who participate in games, that was in around 2016. So when I discovered there were actually sports I could do, I tried to get into that.
Yeah.
So I seriously looked for the opportunity to attend the national trials, which are held every year. So I joined the competition. I can remember my first time at the trials. I just came because people were coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I tried to compete in the games. I remember I ran barefoot because I couldn't use my shoes. It was my first time. Yeah, and I remember I got position around 8 or 9. People really destroyed me because I didn't think.
Uliona shege.
Yeah. I saw it was really tricky for me because
Yeah.
I thought that because I am disabled, these people.
But the rest also disabled.
Yeah, because I thought that it was going to be an easy competition because the rest are disabled like
we
me.
Underestimate.
Yeah, I underestimated them, but they were actually training. So I got whooped the first time. So when I got back, it was better the second time around.
I really like that. And we've just played a video of you. I think this was you at the Paralympics. And this is you now running for the long jump. Yeah. The thing I love about your story is you weren't expecting to be beaten the first time.
Yeah.
So you went and tried out for running.
Yeah.
The first time.
Yeah, it was 100 meters and 200 meters.
So what you went, sat down, and you were like, "These guys are too serious. I need to
Yeah.
reflect and see what else
Yeah.
I can do."
Yeah.
Or what happened?
Yeah, I underestimated them because, you know, I had like a background where I was coming from school, having, I was a striker, a number 9. So I used to train a lot, and I thought I was good enough. But I found people who have been going for the trials for a very long time,
Yeah.
and they were actually experienced.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I tried the second time around, and at least I was lucky.
Ah.
Yeah.
I like that because, you know, just sometimes I think people, and this is a lesson for all of us. Sometimes we do something because we've heard about it and we're like, let me just try.
Yeah.
But we don't know the people who've committed their lives to this. They're about this. They know the ground. They've come with the right outfits, the right shoes. They're prepared with the energy drinks and everything. So you really have to go prepared every time.
Yeah.
But afterwards, you were like, okay, now I need to get serious. So the second time, did you still try out for the running, or was it the long jump?
The thing with the para sports is you can venture into different games at the same time. So traditionally, even in the normal Olympic games, people who have thrived in 100 meters, 200 meters are usually very good long jump athletes because it entails speed.
Yeah.
So I used to mix 100 meters, 200 meters and long jump, the three events. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because you can cut across and
Yeah,
do
you can.
different events.
Yeah, you can do different events because they are along the same training program. They have almost similar training programs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now for Jairus, you've focused on the 100 meter and the 200 meter. That's what the one you participated in recently in Dubai for the Grand Prix. So how did you get into that? Because you've talked about, I think when you were much younger, that's when you got into the creative arts and sporting. How did you decide this is something that I actively want to do? When did you take it serious?
Yeah, so actually did the 104. This is because the Paralympics has, because like of the many categories that we have, because each disability has their category, and so the competitions are a lot. So when I went to Dubai, unfortunately the class I was placed in doesn't have the 200 meters. So, but normally I've been training for 102. So I had to now try the 4. In case I wanted to double. So I wanted to double, so I had to do the 400. So it was the first time I was doing the 400 as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we have a clip of you, you were running.
Yeah.
This was after the race, I believe.
Yes.
And one thing I love is I love the dedication, because you can see the speed, the precision, everything. It takes a lot of training. So, sasa mkitrain, mkiwa huko, how did you get? Was your experience similar? Did you find out about the Paralympic Games and then you decided, let me try out? Or how did you get into representing Kenya?
Yeah, it's more of the same, but my journey started not so long ago. So as much as I used to do sports, like you, like what you've said about like the Kenyan mindset. So we only know about the long distance races, yeah?
Yeah.
So that's what I knew. So I wanted to run, but then I was thinking, you know, if I go run now, do the long distance, I'd have to, you know, cut a lot. I'd have to do a lot of long runs. So I just used to, you know, train for, you know, just like, because I loved it as a passion. Even in high school, I'd go run in the morning, then we'd play football. In campus the same, I'd just go in the morning, we'd just run with friends and just enjoy. So in 2020, around the COVID period, I think a lot of people adapted now physical activities and just working out.
Yeah.
So like where I stay, I'd go running in the evenings each day. And then I'd meet like different people just coming to train. And now as men, we are very competitive. So you find people who want to challenge you in a race. Each time we compete, I win them. Each time we compete, I win them. And then now we started going with another team of guys to Karura on weekends, and I'd win them at the same. So I told myself, oh, so I can do this thing. Let me find people who are doing it professionally, and then and then I can see how good they are. So by then, of course, I started asking myself, what do I want to do? I don't want to do the long distances, and I knew no one doing like short sprints at the time. I think that time it was there was no one really. So I started searching online. I found an athlete. I found by then I think I saw Mark Otieno, and then but I couldn't find him on like social media. Then at some point I saw now another athlete called Safania Monica, and I found her on Instagram and I messaged her. Then so I decided to do the short sprints. So from there, luckily I got to join their team, and that's how I started now training for the 100 meters. So I wanted to do the 100 and 200. So by this time is when I now discovered about the Paralympics. So they were doing the trials for the 2021 Olympics, the 2020 Olympics that were done in 2021. So I went for the trials, but now the thing with Paralympics, you have to get a classification in order to fully participate. So as much as I participated and performed well, I was not able to do anything about it since I didn't have a class. But then I was still new, so I didn't have much pressure. So I went back to training. So I became better even the next year. But now the challenge has been the classification. So I kept pushing since 2020 until now this year is when I managed to get the class. So I've been pushing and pushing. So with friends of mine and all that. So last year actually, a friend of mine called Karanja, we've been doing like film and all that together. So there was a call out to participate in a competition during the Olympics. The Alliance Française had organized a competition where they wanted like people involved in sports to share photos of their sports. And then now we were put in a competition and people are voting. And then luckily not luckily really, we did a good job. Yeah, so we got our photo was selected as the best photo. Yeah. And now during the award ceremony, I also met now the person I work with now called Vanessa. She's a life coach, and we've been in this journey together now, following on the classification. And finally this year we managed to get the class, and now I managed to travel to Dubai.
I love that, because I think there's also some divine intervention. Because sometimes I tend to believe, most times we want instant gratification. If I try something the first time, I want to get it. But sometimes we've not put in the work. We don't understand what goes into this, what information is needed, how much I need to know, or everything else. But when you try the first time, you fail, it makes you stronger. I like the fact that both of you didn't stop after you realized, hey, huku ni kumoto, by the way, I need to understand more, I need to learn about this, I need to know about that. Yeah. You went back.
Actually, like him, like the first, so like I told you, I used to win people when we were going to the road and running. Yeah. So after I met the team and I met those who are doing it professionally, I was even being beat by the ladies, like hands down. So that's when I knew like it's a different level. You have to train, you have to work for it. Yeah. So it takes time. Yeah.
And now I'm wondering about the training, because we all hear the intensity of the training. The athletes have to do this. You have to wake up at 4 a.m. We've seen videos of Kipchoge running at Sijui, what a.m. at high altitudes. So is it really that intense? What goes into your training? For Samson, what do you do? What's your training regime like? Like, let's say today you were at the training grounds earlier. So what does your day look like when you're training for, especially for the Paralympics? What was your schedule like?
People might think it's a walk in the park, but it's really not. For professional athletes, it's just the same as the way you wake up at 5, take a shower, go to work, come back in the evening. It's totally the same. It's completely the same, because like for athletes, you have to wake up at around 6, go do your morning runs. After you've done your morning runs, you can come back, have breakfast, return to training at 9 a.m. Have your workout until around 1 p.m. At least after 1 p.m. you can have your lunch, then go back to training in the evening. Yeah.
But you're saying session. Training. What is this training? Are you strength training? Am I running? Am I jogging?
In the morning, you can do your morning run, or you can go to the gym. Then at around 9 a.m., 9 to maybe 12 p.m., you do the track sessions, like the sprints, the 100, the 200 at intervals. Yeah. Then in the evening, you do an evening run. Then go to the gym and finish your workout there. Then the day is done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey. Hey, that is, it sounds like something.
Yeah.
Because you have to be at the gym and in the field, on the ground consistently.
Consistently throughout the day. So I
it's
can
a
say
lot.
It's a lot.
And clearly, you know, from the way Jairus was saying earlier, of course he was training. You'd wake up and do your runs, but not as intensely. And that's when you got there and you realize, oh my God, these people are actually running for real, for real. So did you change your routine immediately? Did you change everything immediately? Or what helped you to maximize your performance up till the performance in Dubai? What changes did you make almost immediately in terms of maybe your diet, your sleeping patterns, your workout? What did you change to make sure that you became the very best at that performance?
So for training, as I said before, I met someone who's been doing that. So I now joined a team. It's called Speed Lab. So I joined that team where there are our other athletes. At that time, we actually had Ferdinand Omanyala in the team. He was training with us. So I met the best of the athletes who are doing this. So I joined in the program in terms of training and all. In terms of diet, I'd just manage by myself. But recently now I have someone guiding. She's called Ashley. She's an amazing lady who guides us. I was introduced to her by Vanessa as well.
Yeah.
So
and actually, we were here with Ashley last week.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Ashley and Vanessa, who is here today.
We have to thank Vanessa.
Yes, they're an amazing team. Yes.
Yeah.
So in terms of that, now I can get that professional guidance. But before, at least I knew I had to eat well and hydrate. But of course, when you tell yourself, sometimes you follow, sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
But I try and balance. So that's how I grew. And now just working with the team and just following the program.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because I think when you're with a team, it helps you because the mindset will shift, especially with people who are better. And that's one thing we always advocate on this platform. You need to find a tribe. Even if you're not a sportsman or woman, whatever you're doing, you need to find a tribe of people who are like-minded or doing much better than you, because that's the only way you'll improve and get better. So on that note, do we have mentors? Who are our mentors? Who are we looking up to? Because I'm imagining there's some guys who you saw, the way Jairus has mentioned, you looked up some people, you came across some different athletes who are already participating, but actively, who are we looking up to? Do we have any mentors that we speak to, who encourage us, who probably talk us through the hard moments? Or unaona ile pep talk here before the competition? Because I can imagine before the competition, before the race, there's that tension. So who are we looking to? Is it mom, dad, our friend, or is it just someone out there? It's fine. If it's not mom, it's fine. We won't tell. We won't tell. But who's your mentor, Samson?
We all have things which inspire us. For us, really, we just aim to be the best in every competition. Of course, people I looked up to in my sport, like the long jump, were people who won the Olympics the previous time. But now that I came second best in the world, now I'm aiming to. I have other goals. I'm aiming to break the world record.
Yeah.
But it's not easy. Of course, we have to look at. A lot of factors, and a lot of factors are going to come into it, especially what Jay has said. We have professionals in our team. Yeah, we have Vanessa, the mental coach. We have Ashley for the nutrition. And it's a whole lot of stuff that goes into the success of somebody.
Any team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's very, very true. Because I like the way you say that, because also your greatest inspiration should be who you want to be, what you're pursuing, your dreams, and then whoever else can maybe chip in as a sounding board to tell you this is what you should do, but this is what I'd encourage you to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure, I like that the flex. Guys, Miss Keyo, I'm the second best in the world. Her. I feel like I need to compete in something and become like the best. I need to claim something. I like that. And we are manifesting. You're definitely going to break the world record. We will see that and we will be here clapping and cheering and we'll have you on again.
Yeah.
Samson, Jairus, sorry, what about you? There were people who you looked up to before. There were people who probably you looked at their stories and you were inspired by that. But is it the same right now? Are there people who you still look up to and you talk to constantly to keep you motivated or something?
In terms of like the sports, I can say like maybe the people I talk to is mostly my teammates. So I can say the one who can guide for me is my coach. And of course, the best in our team is called Dennis Nyongesa. So he's usually open to, you know, give you tips and guide you because his running form is good. You can always learn from them. So I think looking at someone who does better than you is good. Like you can always learn. But internationally, before I was looking at Trayvon Bromell. He has a good start. So I think in terms of my race, I feel my start is fairly good. So I was comparing myself to him because he's one of those guys. Him and I think Christian Coleman have the best stats in the world. So yeah, so it can say
I like that. I really like that because I think even personally in my industry, I like to look at people who've done it before me and people who are still doing it. And I like to learn from them because you can always pick something from someone who's doing better and you add value to yourself by also just pursuing. If yesterday you weren't as fast, today you should aspire maybe to be like 3 seconds faster or something. So that's also a good motivation, keeping track based on your previous performance and people who are doing way better. And circling back now to your social lives, the at-home lives, because I know the life of an athlete is very, very busy. You barely have time for anything else. It's just you and your work. You know, it's just you, sports, you and events. How is your social life? Samson, are we dating? Do we have a wife? Do we have time?
For me, currently, I'm not seeing anybody, and that's because I think I'm married to the track right now. I am trying to I'm trying to get the best I can get of the track fast. I have a social life. I have friends. I have friends who I speak to maybe over the weekends. But we have to make sure that they can impact your life positively.
So no drinking till like 6 a.m.
No drinking till like 6 a.m.
I like that.
Because
hey,
then
Wakenya, lazima you choose the right tribe. Otherwise, it's
because
a
then you're going to fail to wake up for training in the morning, and it's not going to be nice. So I have a social life. I have friends. I go to church, and my social life is quite calm.
Hapo tu kwa kudate no umesema wacha ni accomplish. Nikisha break record maybe. We'll think about it. What about you, Jairus? Do we have a wife, a girlfriend? What do we have going on?
Yeah, myself, I'm dating, but I have a social life. So like beyond track, I'm into art, as I said before. So mostly it's poetry. So I'm into like poetry events after training if I get the time, performance and just chilling and listening to poetry. I like that. And I think also there's a balance that needs to be struck, because normally people get so immersed either in their passions or work and they forget to focus on everything else. They forget that you need friends, you need to talk to your family occasionally, you need to date. Samson.
Yes.
You need a girlfriend who's probably supportive, who will understand the goals. Because socially, I've noticed that some athletes usually struggle. They'll have the one tribe of people who came with them maybe from when they were young, or the people they work with, they come together and that's the tribe they have. And it's usually very small social circles, because you're keeping yourself to the sport. You're putting too much time and energy into your sports and the passion. So you spend a lot of time in that and not enough, perhaps, outside doing other things. So it's good to have the balance. And I think that's something that we can all learn from it. You talked about Vanessa being your mental coach. So let's touch on the mental health aspect, because these competitions are very stressful, I imagine. The pressure is on. You're representing the country. you can't play games. What was the pressure like? Like right before your competition, because there are multiple stages to it. The finale, what was going through your mind? What was going through your mind, especially before they announced the results? So when you were actively running towards the sand and for the jump, how was your mental state, and how do you keep yourself in check through moments like that?
For me, through that competition, for me, I can say it was not easy. It was not easy, first of all. For like long jump, you have like six attempts. You have 6 attempts. So I did the first attempt. It was an X. So mentally, you can.
Yeah, the pressure in
the
a
pressure. Yeah. The crowd was a crowd of like 80,000 people. I'd never seen something like that in my life. So they're just making noise everywhere. You can't even concentrate because now the pressure is too much. So I did a faulty jump on my first jump, and now I was now in the last position. Coming to my second jump, I did the jump. I was position 7. Did the other jump, came to position 6. The pressure was getting hotter. I can say that.
And how many people were you competing against?
I was competing against 9 people in the finals.
Okay.
Yeah. So 3 jumps remaining, and now the coach was like, you have to do this and this, you have to do this and this. He was speaking to the coach throughout the jumps.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he told me to change something. I did, and I went from the jump. I went for the jump. I came to position 3.
From 6.
From 6, I came to position 3. The second last jump wasn't good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in long jump they arrange you in. They arrange your positions in the best jumps. You jump last.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And let me hold that. Let's hold that, because now the pressure is on. Let's take a short break and then come back and figure out how he managed. Because imagine una jump wa mwisho na ni finale. Yo, guys, stay tuned if you want to know what happened and just to figure out how we can be on top of everything regardless of whatever we are facing. So let's take a short break, but stay tuned.